Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Catherine. So my name is Marta Curley, and I'm the archivist for reference and outreach at the Boston City Archives. I also manage quite a bit of our digital work at the City Archives, including our Preserver Kit instance. So a little bit of background about the City Archives. We are the archives for the records of Boston city government. So we're governed by public records laws and the Commonwealth's Municipal Retention Schedule. And we do not, as a general rule, collect records from the public. We collect from city government officials and city government offices. So we are a repository with a fairly narrow focus. And in this present historical moment where we are documenting COVID, we are working to document the city government's response to COVID rather than the general public's response. And to do that documentation, we've developed a two-pronged approach. So one of the challenges that we face in documenting city government's response to COVID is that Boston is still very much in the thick of this crisis, as I know many of you are as well. As some of you may be aware, Massachusetts is the third hardest hit state in the United States in terms of COVID. And Boston, as the state's largest and most densely populated city, has also been quite hard hit. And so City Hall's focus is very understandably on the public health situation. So our first initiative, our website harvesting initiative, is an initiative that doesn't ask anything of other city offices. So using Preservica's web crawl workflows, we are harvesting city websites more frequently than usual to make sure that we are capturing a really rapidly changing situation. So in addition to crawling the city's main website, boston.gov, we are also targeting the Boston Public Health Commission site, the Boston Housing Authority's website, and a Boston Public School site specifically for Boston's immigrant population. And we're also keeping an eye on other city websites to see if we need to start harvesting them more frequently as well. So that's our first initiative. Our second initiative does require action from city officials. And for this initiative, we are soliciting submissions from city officials and employees about their experiences working for the city through the COVID pandemic. And again, we're focusing on the experience of city workers, city officials, and the overall city government response, as opposed to the more broad experience of all Bostonians. We're trying to make this initiative as simple as possible. So we are planning for an email to be sent out to all city employees, soliciting text, audio, and video submissions through a simple Google form. The city runs on Google, and so this is a submitting attachments through a Google form is something most city employees are very used to. After that email goes out to everyone in the city, I'll follow up with specific employees and department heads to encourage them to submit and also to encourage them to ask their employees to submit. And in the email that will be going out, we're also including prompts to help kickstart city workers thinking about what sorts of things they might submit and what sort of questions they might want to answer in their submissions. Additionally, part of the way that we are drumming up support for this collecting initiative is by pointing to our records of past epidemics. I've put some of those records on this slide. We have really rich records about Boston's past epidemics, specifically the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918. Those records have been really important to journalists, academics, and also city employees in this present time. And so we are trying to underscore the connection between the value of those past records and the value of what current city employees might submit to document COVID. And I also really need to credit my colleague, Nate Smith at the town of Concord with the idea behind this initiative. He is doing something very similar with Concord town government and Concord town employees, and his initiative was our inspiration. So while we have received a positive response from city officials about this collecting initiative, and we're excited about moving forward with it, we have not yet been able to take action and send out the solicitation email. And this is again because the public health situation is City Hall's top priority, as they're understandably trying to get the disease under control in Boston. So I'll stop there and now.